Hi, I'm Fraser Kuhl from Cops and Monsters.
And I'm Ines Anderson, also from Cops and Monsters.
And you are listening to Mark Who 42.
Welcome, everybody, to Mark Who 42. That's right, Mark Who 42 here on Subspace Radio. We're back. We've been back for a little while, and we're great to be here on Subspace Radio. Thank you, Russ Hasledge, for allowing us to alternate with TARDIS Travel Guide. All right. Well, my name is Mark Baumgarten, and with me is my co-host,
Vicky Jacobowski.
Hey, Vicky.
Oh.
Okay, we have to do this because we always do this. How's the weather?
It's actually kind of cool. It's only supposed to hit 98 today.
Oh, and see that 98. Yeah, I think we've gone like to the 90s, but our feels like have been 110. It doesn't really matter.
Kind of lucky up here in the mountains, but like my son went down to go see Ghost in Vegas, which is, 9 hours south of here. And it hit 100 and something while he's been there. So
right.
I'm like, oh, geez, glad I didn't do that drive.
Yeah, so everyone at Subspace Radio, that was our weather report. We had the news before the top of the hour. Now we're here. So let's go with our show now. We have a guest. We were supposed to have on 6 months ago, and then the Doctor Who season started and things happened. And we just had to keep pushing it back. And now I guess it's the first week of September, it looks like. Let me introduce, actually let him introduce himself. Go right ahead.
Well, thanks for having me on. And my name is Elbert Smith, and I'm a filmmaker and comic book artist.
Now, Elbert, we met you beginning of the year, I guess, at a 77 Publishing launch party.
Right.
And I know one of the reasons you were there is because you had a story that you did that was going to come out. And funny enough, it should be coming out. And we waited 6 months or 8 months. It still hasn't come out yet, but it's coming out really soon, I think. It was the Blazer Annual.
Yeah. I just went on Facebook one day, and I was a part of the 77 2000 AD Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
I asked people on there, like, how can I try out for 2000 AD? And then Ben was like, hey, you could try out for us.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, well, okay. And then I sent them a script. Originally, it was like a futuristic boxing match. I don't want to give too much away of it.
No.
I'm trying to finish it, and hopefully they'll like it. But they liked that, and he got a hold of Steve McManus.
Yes, who used to be Tharg, used to be editor of 2000 AD, and now is the editor of Blazer, which is 77 Publishing's newest anthology. Yeah. Well, actually, I shouldn't say newest, because 1974, they found it behind a garbage dumpster in a Chinese restaurant. They found the first issue. If I remember correctly, they found it there. So you are now working, you've got something in the annual.
Yeah. To my folly, I didn't know who Steve was, because my only way in through British comic books was really Doctor Who magazine.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
But everything about Dave Gibbons and Pat Mills, and but I never had like branched out before that, and so I started looking. I was like, oh my goodness, this is amazing. And Steve has been the best editor.
Nice.
He's a really nice guy.
And he's always a really nice person, and always very encouraging. Yeah.
And I want to don't give what the story away, any of the story, but what type of story is it? What exactly is it? Because I actually got to do a little look at it and help, with Steve, and it looked really good.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. Well, my idea was like, if I'm going to do a British comic, I'm going to kind of throw in the things that I love about British pop culture, and so it harkens back to a little bit of like Dark Shadows, a little bit of
Ooh.
things like that, and it's all about this woman's first day as a job assistant to this kind
Hmm.
of crazy dandy guy in the 1960s. And if if I get to do more, you'll I've got more plans for his like backstory and stuff. But yeah, it's just kind of like the the first day on the job type thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
And
I'd
what could
love.
possibly go wrong?
And I'd love to give more away because, like I said, I've read it and stuff. But
No
it is
spoilers.
I just say it is something. It is on a theme that I truly like. It really is. And Elbert, I can't wait for this to come out. Will this be like? I know. Well, we'll talk about the other things you've had out, but this is like a comic book. This is like the first comic book.
yeah. This is
Oh.
um, yeah. So this will be my like. I've also published for the Celestial Toy Room.
Yep.
Uh, uh,
DWAS, Doctor Who Appreciation Society.
and they're great guys as well. And but this will be my first time being published outside of that, and so yeah, I'm really looking forward to it.
And it's professionally. Because Dwas is fan. This is cool. Very cool for you.
Yeah, definitely.
Elbert, can you tell us a little about yourself?
Sure. I live here in Ohio, in uh, uh, in the states, and I live sort of near Cincinnati, and I have a bachelor's degree in filmmaking from Wright State University, and for I'd say about 10 years, I made like kind of like grindhouse exploitation
Mm,
type movies.
love those.
Yeah, and we also hooked up with Trauma for a little while. I was a video editor for them, and I did a I did an homage video called "50 Years of Uncle Lloydie" for him, and then he was in one of my films.
Oh,
Yeah, we went up to New York and filmed at his house, and he was really nice and stuff.
you're of course talking about Lloyd Kaufman.
Oh yeah, Lloyd
Yeah,
Kaufman.
just in case people didn't know who Lloyd was. Lloyd Kaufman, I've met him a few times. He is such a nice man.
Yeah,
And I love his movies. The fact that you can make them on a dime and that's all you have.
yeah,
10 cents, you make a movie that it may be straight to cable or straight to DVD. You're still making more than that dime
right.
back.
And I was going to do a comic book with him.
Oh,
My business partner at the time, he things kind of fell through, and we didn't do it. But we were talking about doing a Toxic Avenger comic book, but
Oh.
now,
which there is
now that,
one now, actually.
yeah, yeah,
There's one now, yeah.
yeah,
In,
and
in fact, not only there's also I think a like a Toxie team up, and the first issue Toxie teams up with Jesus.
oh
I kid you not. I kid you not. Look on the newsstands. It came out
I
a few
will
weeks
have to
ago.
take a look at that because
Oh,
that is definitely unique.
like
yeah.
a Marvel team up.
Yeah, exactly. Like a Marvel team up, but
Yeah. But yeah, and I've been doing I've been drawing and stuff my whole life, and uh, uh, I've taught classes on how to draw comics and stuff like
Oh.
Mm.
that. And so it just seems like things are happening now, I guess. So
Yeah. Where did you love of writing and drawing come from? Where did your love of drawing come
Doctor Who, yeah,
from? From Doctor,
Yeah.
from looking from Doctor Who Weekly and Monthly and
yeah,
magazine.
yeah. And I like like all my creativity.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds dopey, but all my creativity comes from Doctor Who because, like, when I was a little kid, that was, you know, I started watching it when I was like 3 or 4 years old with my dad, and it just blew my mind, and it opened me up to like all kinds of worlds and stuff.
Yeah.
And I can remember being like 9, 10 years old and drawing little Sylvester McCoy comics and stuff. And
In junior high school, so that would have been like 1980. I used to draw Fourth Doctor comics with K9.
oh, nice.
And I totally took the Dave Gibbons style when I was doing it. And I cannot draw at all anymore. But back then, I could pretty much plagiarize Dave Gibbons.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
If I could be like anybody, it would probably be him. He's I love his style. I got like a Watchmen black and white graphic novel, and I've got his other one where it's like a bunch of mods in the future, and I do that all the time because I'm like,
we got to interview him at a convention back in 2013, if I'm correct, the Florida SuperCon. Dave Gibbons was there, and we were recording it for broadcast, and something went wrong with the digital recording, so we lost it.
It happens.
Well, so Dave Gibbons, you would love to model yourself as after, or if you were going to model yourself after anyone.
Yeah.
And yes, you got him from Watchmen, you got him from Doctor Who, but what would you think your favorite book that Dave Gibbons has done?
I think those stories he did with Tom Baker and then over Peter Davison.
Yeah.
Tides of Time and that Stockbridge stuff.
Oh yes, Stockbridge. Oh yeah, I remember those.
I think that's my favorite stuff of his.
Right.
That was my first introduction to it, I think.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, since we brought it Doctor Who, let's start with, who was your first doctor? Which was the doctor that you saw when you were young that made you go, yes?
Well, it was at first I saw like late night. The earliest thing I can remember was William Hartnell. Scared me as a kid.
Yeah.
And then I really think it was Peter Davison was. Yeah, and I mean I love every doctor, but like Peter. That was the one I clearly remember watching with my dad, and I remember as a little kid that I couldn't quite figure out what regeneration was. So when I saw
a little complex thought there,
yeah, and so when I saw Colin sit up, I just thought that Peter Davison got a perm.
Well, okay. I remember, and it wasn't me because I understood regeneration because I had Doctor Who magazine, but I know people who, when Peter Davison sat up after Tom Baker's character died, they thought that the Doctor was dead. They didn't know who this new guy was.
Oh wow!
They had no idea why they didn't get it.
Yeah.
So yeah, regeneration, I guess for a child, it is pretty hard. It's pretty hard, but people, I would say it would be hard because even in England, when kids were watching it, they may not have gotten it. And like, where did John Pertwee go? What happened? Where did my doctor go?
Yeah. John Pertwee's it's always a balance between him and Peter Davison as my favorite doctors.
Excellent.
I always say that Pertwee's kind of like the Johnny Cash of
Well, they were going for that rockabilly kind of feel.
Yeah.
Sun Records, Elvis, Johnny, Jerry Lee Lewis, that whole time period just really kind of influenced it, which is funny because then he wore a velvet jacket, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
but they wanted someone hip is the way I've heard it described. They wanted to go with somebody who would appeal to the teenage masses. So but I'm like you. I love them all. Each one of them means something different to me, to a different time period of my life.
Yeah.
And so and I found something to love about each and every one of them. Um, so it's nice to meet a fellow Whovian who goes, they're all pretty great in some way or another.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Doctor Who hit me so hard. Why do you think the show's called Mark Who 42? I mean, really? Why is our logo the way it looks? I wonder why. First Doctor, fourth. My first Doctor was number 4, Tom Baker, the
Yeah, it
Tom,
was my first too.
the Tom. And of all the, to be honest, of all the classic Doctors, except for William Hartnell, who is deceased, Tom Baker's the only one I haven't met.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
And I will never be able to meet unless I
no.
somehow had the money, flew over, and went to like one of his little get. It wouldn't happen. That ship has sailed. Kind of sad.
I know.
Yeah.
So you got to meet Patrick Troughton and
Yes, right before he died, he had, but because I know it was up in Georgia, but like the month before or something like that. I think it was that year. He was at OmniCon, and I helped work on it, so got to meet him.
that's
And I
great.
met Pertwee, and I met everyone except for Tom,
Nice.
except for the Tom and Hartnell. But yeah.
Wow.
Um.
I don't know how I'd act if I met a doctor. I'd probably be like a Taylor Swift fan or something.
Oh wow. So you would just go
I
crazy. You would go
yeah,
crazy on this.
go crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess I've met so many people at this point that it's just I meet them and I talk to them, and that's. I mean, I'm excited. I remember when I got to meet Peter Capaldi, I was excited as heck.
Oh,
But we just had a conversation. We just talked. It was good.
that's what I try to do at cons. I've been lucky. I've gone to Gallifrey one a few times,
Hmm.
and I'll be going next year, so I get to
Oh,
meet
you're
Peter
going this?
Davidson.
You're coming? You're going?
I'm going in February.
Okay.
So Peter Davidson will be there. Um, actually, Ruby Sunday will be there too. Actually, quite a few people are already signing up, and I'm just like, okay, we have to go.
Hmm.
Um, but I've gotten to meet, oh my God, who have I got? Colin and Sylvester and
Hmm.
Jody, and then Alex Kingston, Catherine Tate, um, Jenna, Clara.
Wow.
Yeah.
My brain's fried.
Yeah, like I
Um,
said, I've met way too many to even go into names because we've had them on our show. We had over 100 Doctor Who guests on the show, um, and I've met people at conventions. And then when in the 80s, when I was part of OmniCon, um, we actually John Nathan Turner brought Colin Baker over to our convention. Hold
oh,
on. Before his first episode aired, we were his first convention.
Oh, wow.
At
wow.
least, yeah, we he and I know that a lot of things that with John Nathan Turner, like people thought, oh, he was too busy promoting and doing all this to, but he wasn't really producing the show because he was taking them all out and going on field trips with all the could. I, I never had a problem with that, but I guess that's because I got to meet everybody. And
I
I like the show. I'm sorry. I just like the show. There are moments I don't, but I like the show.
yeah, I
Um,
Nathan Turner and the '80s. I know a lot of people
yeah.
grief, but like,
I was on
I,
a cruise with John Nathan Turner
oh wow,
and
Ooh.
Sylvester and Nick
oh wow,
and Gary Downey because John and Gary were together, and
yeah,
he was also a production assistant. But oh wow, that was one of the best weeks of my life. Yeah, it was the 25th anniversary Sci-Fi Sea
Oh
Cruise. It
wow.
was the 25th anniversary cruise. It was the very first Sci-Fi Sea Cruise that Dan Harris runs, and I'd never been able to go on another cruise because I'd never been able to afford one with him, but he does some great things. And so are you going? You said something about a convention coming up, Albert, that you were gonna meet someone. Did you? I think we were talking. Was there anything?
I was gonna go to this convention and meet Sylvester McCoy, and I didn't get to because I forgot what day it was on. It was in Indiana, no, Columbus, Ohio, and I didn't have enough time to prepare. And it was him and Sophie Aldred.
Yeah,
Nice.
I got her new book. I haven't read it yet, but my friend Charles Waples, he did some artwork for her Ace, the Inside.
Oh wow!
Story jacket.
Yeah,
nice.
I've been looking into possibly buying that. I definitely want to. I just haven't had a chance.
Yeah.
But no, it's great to meet to have another fellow Doctor Who fan on our show.
Oh well, thank you.
It's really cool. It's really cool. If you got now, you said you know Sylvester would have met him. Who would be the one Doctor Who person that you'd most want to meet if you had anybody, alive or dead?
It would be it'd probably be John Pertwee.
John Pertwee, yeah.
Yeah. I saw this video of him one time, and he let this kid wear his cape, and I was just like, like it just sent shivers through me. I was like, man, that's awesome.
Yeah, I met him. It was the Omnicon Halloween Galaxy Party, 1983. I think it was 1983. And I was in a costume contest. Yes, we didn't call it cosplay back then, you children out there. We called them costume contests.
Yes.
And I dressed up. I was Zaphod Beeblebrox. I had another head. I had an arm. My mother made it for me. It was really nice. I go to the contest. John Pertwee goes, "You're the winner." Because he was the judge. He picked me as the winner. But then Omnicon said, "No, it's a Doctor Who convention. That's not Doctor Who. He can't win." So he gave it to someone else, but he said he has to get us. He has to win something. So they made Best Media, which wasn't one of the levels of winning a prize. It just they created a competition. So I said, "You're win that." So that was cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So to talk about your art for a minute,
which we only have a minute before our break, so go for it.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to know, how would you describe your artistic style? I've seen some of your art online, like it, by the way. But how would you personally describe it?
I think I try to be more of like a traditional comic artist, and my influences are definitely David Gibbons and Alex Toth.
Yeah.
I try to keep I try to keep like feathering and detail and stuff. I try to keep it down to a minimum. That's because that was like Toth's thing for me. But I don't want to go so minimum that it looks like a cartoon. So kind of like a happy medium in between that.
Of all of Toth's work, which would you say you enjoyed most? We haven't talked about Alex Toth on this show ever.
Oh, really?
Really? So go for it.
I love his design work for all the cartoons, especially Space Ghost. And I try to draw Space Ghost like he does, and for some reason I can't get I think it's the head. I can't ever get it down like the way he's got it. But yeah, it's probably his work with that.
Nice.
Well, here on Subspace Radio, we're Mark Who 42. We are talking to Elbert Smith, who is a filmmaker, a comic book artist, will be professional any week now, I think, or month now at this point, Elbert. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to chat more with Elbert and find out maybe about trauma films, maybe about certain films that we kind of like, that we've talked about, that we both like a certain style of movies. And we'll talk all about that when we come back here on Mark Who 42 on Subspace Radio.
Don't go away. Don't go away. We'll be back with more Mark Who 42 after this.
Get ready for the ultimate geek experience right here in the Sunshine State. Florida Geek Scene presents a full calendar of events and conventions. From anime to horror, we've got it all. Meet your favorite stars, find rare collectibles, and immerse yourself in your passions. experience the thrill of cosplay, and witness amazing live performances. Stay up to date with the latest news and reviews all across Florida. Florida Geek Scene, where pop culture happens. Visit us online for more. Don't miss out on the fun. Join us at Florida Geek Scene, floridageekscene.com.
Toycast is back. We are talking toys once more here on the Geekcast Radio Network's Toy and Action Figure podcast. From breaking into the display case to our toy topic talk and the brand new Origins in Toy collections, where we get guests to tell us their toy story of how they got into toy collecting. Toycast is the only toy podcast you will ever need. Find us on geekcastradio.com and any podcatching client you choose to use. Now go forth, transform and transcend your toy collecting today while listening to Toycast.
You are listening to Mark Who 42's Universe.
And we're back with more of Mark Who 42 here on Subspace Radio, the newly returned Subspace Radio. Thank you very much for allowing us back. My name is Mark Baumgart, and with me is Vicky Jakubowski and our special guest, Elbert Smith. Elbert, we were talking a little about your artistic style, what you like in terms of art. I know that you've done some illustration work for some other IPs besides Doctor Who for DWAS. You've worked on Space 1999 and Thunderbirds.
Yeah.
Tell us a little about that.
Sure. So I work also freelance for Unstoppable Cards, and they're a sketch card company in England, and they handle like Space 99, Thunderbirds, the Doctor Who films, the Peter Cushing ones, and a lot of Hammer horror. So yeah, I occasionally they'll send me some stuff. I just did a set for Highlander.
TV or movie?
The movie.
The
first movie.
Yeah.
And then like I did the Thunderbirds 50th anniversary, and they're going to be sending me something pretty soon, but I'm not sure what will be next.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, we're about 26 years after the moon broke orbit.
Wow.
It's almost 26 years. Was that September 11th or is it the 9th? 1999. I can't remember. I lost my geek reds there. I've narrowed it down to two numbers. I can't remember. I think it's September 11th. It's September 11th. See, that's why I'm confused, because September 11th means something else. So it might have been September 9th. That maybe we'll have to put this in the liner notes or something. Or if you want, and this is perfect for Subspace, if you want to write to us, and even if you're listening to the podcast, markwho42.42@gmail.com. Send us your letters, pictures, and yes, crucify me for not remembering when the moon broke orbit.
Well, I'm curious, when you do illustrations for other people and other IP, as opposed to maybe something coming straight from your brain, how do you take something that exists, and especially something that's got big fan bases like Doctor Who, and put your own personal spin on it, but still kind of keep it true? How do you do that balance as an artist?
I don't know. With Doctor Who, like I have a comic strip in the Celestial Toy Room magazine, and what I do is I just approach it like I was just writing an episode, because mine has my story has the Third Doctor and Joe Grant in it. It's kind of like that season where they introduced the Master.
Okay.
Right around then. So I'm just like, what do I want?
Season 8, by the way, everyone, just let you guys know. Season 8. I'm just Mark 42 interjecting there.
And so I'll just be like, well, in the show he didn't fight Cybermen, so I made a Cyberman episode, and I tried to mimic Terrence Dicks and those
Ooh.
as much as I could, but still feel
Yeah.
um, uh, uh, I try to mimic the show, but then like I also like all those guys that from the Doctor Who magazine. So I could be thinking about them at the same time of like
Mm.
Lee Sullivan, who I'm friends with on Facebook. Uh, uh, all those guys that just kind of like inspired me when I was a kid. I was like throwing things from them in there,
Excellent.
We're talking about Doctor Who. Let's just switch a little away from Doctor Who. Let's talk about trauma films. You said you did editing for them, that you made which, by the way, I need to see the copy of that special thing you made for Lloyd. If you have a copy, I would love to see it. But what about trauma films brought you there? Was it just because it was an opportunity? Did you search for them? How did trauma come about for you?
So
And let me. I hate to do this. TROMA, folks. We're not talking about personal trauma. We're talking about that's something completely different for another time. We're talking about trauma films. Okay, now go ahead. I just want to make sure everyone's on the same page.
so when me and my old business partner started making movies, we would attend these horror film conventions and sell movies at the conventions. And I noticed that like trauma was at every one of them that we would go to. And
Yeah.
sometimes Lloyd would be there and sometimes he wouldn't. And we made a comic book. It was like a luchador wrestler that fought evil. And one of their guys bought it, and then I came over and got to know that guy, and then met Lloyd and stuff. And it just kind of grew. Lloyd has this thing called Trauma Now, which is like a Netflix streaming. And they're like, we will stream your movie, just send it to us and we'll look at it. And so I sent my movie and I just kept like pushing them as much as I could. And then my stuff got on there, and just after a while I just started becoming friends with Lloyd. And then I was like, would you be in our movie? And he's like, yeah, I'd love to. He was like, he's like, do you want me to fly out, or do you guys want to come out here? And I was like, it's probably best for us to come out there. And so we did. That turned out great. And at the same time, I mentioned that to him and his people, I have a mentor that lives out in LA. He's ex-cousin-in-law, and he was a what are they called? He was a manager for Reservoir Dogs on the land guy. It's like escaping me right now. So they kind of knew each other, and I mentioned that to him too. So it was kind of like who you know type.
Yeah.
And yeah, and I just started doing little things here and there for them. Like I did like close captioning for some of the cartoons, and I did some closed captioning on that not Trauma War, but it's the film where this woman has like a baby, and it's like alien looking thing, and it's I can't remember.
Sounds right.
So gross. And yeah, I did a lot of like closed captioning work for a ton of their like older 80s.
Yeah. That's what I used to. I'm not into it anymore, but I used to love trauma back in the 80s and 90s. I mean,
oh yeah.
Oh, that was always a treat. My friend, because I wasn't into gore and horror, but my friend was like, "No, you're going to sit here," because he was into it. And so like every weekend we watch DVD. And Trauma was one of the major ones that we saw. Full Moon film was one of the other companies, but yeah, Trauma was my favorite. I want to stress something to listeners here, Marku 42. My geek creds are gone.
Uh-oh.
September 13th, 1999.
You weren't even close.
I
You were
was
close.
two
You were
or
close.
four. I was close, and
Sometimes it's hard. The further we get from our childhood, sometimes it gets a little bit harder. And it's like, I know I saw this. I've watched it. I've watched
Yeah.
it 5 million times. Where is it in the recesses of my brain?
They're making a new Toxie movie, aren't they?
Yes.
They're doing a reboot.
Yeah, they've made it, and then I guess
Oh, okay.
It couldn't get a release ever.
Sounds like Trauma Films. It sounds right. Yeah.
Sounds normal.
Sounds normal. Lloyd's having no problem there. He's just life as usual. But no, so is it coming out or
Yeah,
I saw a trailer one time.
yeah, I think it's up this month, maybe, or maybe in September. Stars Peter Dinklage.
Oh wow.
And
But see, that's what I'm thinking. That's why they started the comics again, because they had Marvel. Toxic Avenger was a Marvel comic back in the day too, but they brought it back in, and it's probably because they're redoing the whole franchise. That is cool.
Yeah.
Very
And
cool.
he just finished directing a movie called Shakespeare Shitstorm.
Okay,
that's
folks,
already starting to sound
there might
good.
have been a little beep there, folks. I don't know. I'm not really sure how it works here on Subspace Radio anymore. That's okay. That's okay. But that's the name of the film. You can't. It wasn't like you were.
Can't get
you were
away
swearing.
from that
You
sort
were.
of stuff.
You can't get away from it. All I'm waiting for now is Class of Nukem High 52 or something. You know, I would like to see a new. Let's reboot class. Let's reboot them all. Romeo and Juliet for the new people. Poultry Guys 2. I don't know. They're crazy. They're crazy.
That stuff was so great.
Creative, very creative, no money, and they make films.
I think the wildest one that I edited was called Terra Firma.
Okay, you edited that. I've seen that. Excellent movie. Excellent movie.
I did the closed caption.
Oh, you did a closed caption? Okay.
Yeah, the physical.
Well, I was reading the closed caption, so I enjoyed that as well.
Another aspect of getting older, it just helps to have those closed captions.
Oh yeah. It does. We're talking about films. We're talking about filmmaking and stuff. I want to let people. Myself, and Quentin Tarantino have something in common that people may be shocked at, don't we? Blaxploitation films.
Oh yeah, yeah.
They are. I use Shaft and all the classics, but you got to meet Pam Grier.
I did.
Tell us about that, because that is an amazing story.
Yeah, it was like the first convention I ever went to, and it was like I think it was Horror Hound when they were in Columbus, and she came there, and we're all waiting in line, and then like she comes around the corner, and she's like a diva. It was.
Well, yeah.
She has earned it.
She earned that, yeah.
And we all got to go in and get an autograph, and she was promoting a autobiography, and she was really sweet. I kind of nerded out on her, and
that nerded out thing. You said that with Dr. Eve. Yeah. Okay. That's all right. That's all right. Nothing wrong with that.
That doesn't happen very much. Like with Lloyd, I didn't do that, and other celebrities I don't. But it's like if it's something that like means something to me, then I'm like, oh God, I can't do this. And yeah, she was awesome. And then she like misspelled my name, but I was like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I don't care.
Oh, no shame in getting your name spelled wrong. That's fine. Just I mean, with me though, Mark is kind of easy, but yeah, I mean, but yeah. So Pam Grier, wow, that is me. I would,
nice.
that would have been amazing if I could. What other blaxploitation films are you into?
Sure, yeah. So I I like I love Sweet Sweetback's Badass Song.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
That one's really good.
Yeah.
I think that one kind of kicked off the genre. And then what is it? Black Samson. I really like.
Okay.
Shaft, of course.
Oh, yeah.
Um, uh, I like it's not a PC type of movie, but I like Mandingo.
Oh, I remember
Oh,
that
wow.
one.
Yeah.
I remember that.
And that's got that guy that was the main character in. I don't know if you've ever seen Class of 1984.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Again, a long time ago, but yeah.
Yeah. And I like Mandingo. Here's another non-PC film, which is a hard watch. I don't know if your viewers would want to watch it. It's called Goodbye, Uncle Tom. That's a hard.
Ooh. I have
Ooh.
not seen that one. I've not
Yeah.
seen that one. That sounds very on PC. I may have to
Okay,
catch
the
that.
70s
I
was
know
on
the
PC.
70s. No, the 70s were PC. 70s totally
Really?
were not PC.
It was made.
How do you get Archie? How do you get All in the Family on TV and the Jeffersons if we're being PC? I'm sorry, there was no PC in the 70s.
No, there
And
was
you
none.
can't. Yeah, maybe that's my problem. Why I don't get to today's society because I grew up in the 70s and 80s. That could be what the problem is. Could be my problem.
Well, it's just to do good satire, unfortunately, you have to put a mirror up to society.
Yeah.
And we humans are messy little things. We are just messy.
Oh yeah.
Thank goodness we sometimes survive ourselves regardless of anything that we've done to ourselves and others. The fact that we've been on this planet for a while is sometimes pretty shocking when you think about it. I always tell people, I mean, just look at any major, empire and its implosion, and it just the history of mankind. It moves in a circle. We grow up, we get big, we get smart, we get too smart for our own good, and then we blow ourselves up and we start again. We're going through one of those cycles now.
100%. Besides blaxploitation films, we're also both into Hammer films.
Yeah.
And I know your favorites are Dracula 1972
Mm.
and the Shaw Brothers' Seven Golden Vampires. What attracts you to those kind of movies, and why particularly those two films?
I think people, Hammer enthusiasts, would kill me for saying those are my two favorite ones. But
well, I mean,
I think everyone has different favorite ones. To be honest,
I don't think you have to have a particular one as long as you are into that genre.
Yeah,
they are just so out there, and as well as with Satanic Rites of Dracula.
Oh yeah.
And I like the Shaw brother, the seven golden vampires.
Yeah.
It's just so wild to see Peter Cushing and with all this stuff going on. I really wish it would have been Christopher Lee at the beginning of that film, but that actually.
You're naming two of the big ones, two of the greats, Christopher Lee and Peter Cushing.
Oh yeah, Peter Cushing was amazing.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'd love to go to that town in England where he and visit all the different sites and stuff.
Oh,
that would be cool. That really would be cool. Really.
I don't know if there's a Hammer film that I don't like. I like them for different reasons, but they definitely pushed the envelope a few times. Okay, they just ran right over the envelope.
Ran right over. Yeah, pretty much.
And so they could do both an almost updated classic and then and now we're going to throw it in your face. And what was hilarious was in the 70s and 80s, wherever we were stationed, it's like there was always some either public access or, they have nothing else to put on a Saturday afternoon. So they'd put on Hammer films. And, now as an adult, I kind of go, I wonder how we got away with that. There's a few of them that I'd be like.
Do we have to put that PC story again?
I,
There's definitely a lot of things about my childhood. I go, oh God, we were so messed up.
Yeah. Hey, at least we got to go out and we didn't have to worry about when we came home, and they weren't trying to call us, and we were
Oh no,
able to,
I
yeah.
lived on military bases. I had curfews
So
and
you were,
everything.
yeah.
Yeah,
No, I
you
went
had
out. They
could
didn't
not be
expect.
out after a certain time. There were lots of rules.
Oh, no, I was out, just come home for dinner. And all right, I'll come home for dinner. But, there was no set times. There was no checking on you. Hello, are you doing okay? And, no, we were just born free.
I had a
Born
great
free.
chance to watch. I think it was Frankenstein Must Be Destroyed
Yeah.
on 16 millimeter. And
Ooh.
Ooh.
that was really awesome. Yeah. There's a great convention that happens in Cleveland called Cinema Wasteland.
Okay.
Mm.
They have each night you're there, they show movies on 16 millimeter. It's amazing.
That is really nice. Vicky, why don't you take the next one?
Oh, okay. You make me think again. Oh my God,
Yeah.
why? Uh,
Well, that's what you're paid for.
well,
Well, you're not
oh,
actually. Let's
oh
take that
yeah.
off. Let's get rid of
I'm
that.
paid so
Let's get rid of
highly.
that.
What is zero divided by zero?
Yeah.
Uh,
It's a labor of love, honey. Uh, so, talking about your filmmaking, because you've directed a few of your films, you also had Witch Doctor films
yeah.
for a while, and you did a few films through them, or through you, and it just, how does filmmaking compare to your other creative outlets, whether it's the writing or the artistic, or, filmmaking is a very different animal.
Yeah. Um, for me, it's you know, making a movie is a lot more strenuous because you've got to make sure everybody's going to show up. The lighting is going to be right. The it's hopefully it's not going to rain that day, and so it's a lot more weight on your back, I think. Um, but at the same time, for me, it's like almost the same process because, like, if I'm not writing it, if because our first movies were it was kind of like half written by me and half written by other people, and I would still sit down and just kind of storyboard
Oh.
almost every shot. So it'd be like making a comic book almost. And but then you have to worry: is my cinematographer actually going to look at the dang go by them? So
Well, that's cool that, even I think that people don't realize it's not just big budget films that
No.
get storyboarded, there's a lot of people out there. Doesn't matter how small your budget is, that they like to start with the storyboards. They like to start with the visual outlines of what they want to do.
yeah,
And, it makes me think about even Alfred Hitchcock used storyboards from pretty much his inception. And it's fascinating looking at those storyboards and going, okay, I see where he was going. I see how he made it work. And you're right. You have to trust the people who are working with you, your cinematographer, your editor, although I think you may have edited many of your own films.
yeah.
Oh man,
So you could trust your editor. So
And it really helps because you gotta, on the day of you've got a shot list you've got to go through.
oh yeah.
I would help out a lot of the younger uh, kids in my class that to help them make their movies, and I would see they'd have like a huge shot list for a day, and I'm like, you're never going to get through,
Yeah.
and it's like one shot for a guy just like drinking his coffee. I'm like, man, you could get that in a like, you know, for one of them, I had to cross out like half of their shot list. It's like you, if I set the camera up over here, I'm going to get that same shot at a,
Mm-hmm.
and then I can just move the camera over here and do the same thing with the other guy, and then save them time and
Yeah.
um, Before, we're starting to run out of time, but I want to talk about your education. You mentioned that you have your bachelor in filmmaking. Um, I know you are doing further education. What are you doing, and what are you going to use it for?
Sure. I got my BFA in motion picture production, and I was going to move to LA as soon as I did, but COVID happened, and then the writer's strike happened,
Yeah.
and there was just no way for me to go. So I went, and I was like, why don't I get my master's degree? And so I applied and got into the University of Georgia, and they have a master's program where it's like you do it online, but at the beginning of each semester for a week, we all meet with the teachers,
Oh.
No.
and yeah, and so you do it at your own pace, and it's been really great. I wrote a film called Tobacco Road, and I know there's like an old movie, John Ford movie called
Yeah.
Road,
Yeah. Same name. Yeah.
book, but this is totally different. And my teacher, he's kind of shopping it around for me at the moment.
Nice.
I don't know if anything will come of it. And then I'm writing a Western right now called Three Pennies for a Coffin, and it's a revenge Western.
Okay.
Sweet.
Sweet.
Best kind.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, and so the idea is like once I've only got this year left of it, and I want to either move to Atlanta or move
Oh yeah.
and just start trying to get into the business. I think one way or the other. And but like right now, I believe Hollywood's kind of on a down because they were telling us that a lot of the companies had overbought for streaming and stuff, and so they're having to cut back on what they take in right now. And but that'll change, you know.
It will.
It will.
New content is actually always needed.
Yeah, definitely.
They just don't realize it yet.
And
They'll remember in a few more months.
Yeah, and new content is what we actually don't really have time for anymore. No. But Elbert, I want to say, so it's coming out. I think the Kickstarter campaign will be any week or September, October for Blazer Annual, 787 Publishing. Definitely, folks, if you like, it's an homage to British boys comics in the 70s. It's an amazing book, and this is the annual in the original, kind of in the format of a British annual. Your story, I know we didn't want to talk about it or tell what it's about, but
Sure.
we also want our fans to have a reason to go there. Can you give us the title?
Yeah, it's called Professor Kronos, and it's called I think it's the Invasion of the Vornak.
And folks, that's why Mark Who 42 loves this stuff. And like I said, I got to look it over with Steve McManus, and it really is good, and I can't wait for it to come out. Elbert, it was nice. Thank you for coming on the show. I know like I said at the beginning, it's been about 6 to 8 months since we were supposed to have you on.
Oh, well, thank you guys for having me, and you've both been really great.
Oh, it was great having you.
Yeah.
You can come chat with us any day.
You definitely can come back. If we do a Doctor Who show talking about Doctor Who, please come on. Be one of our panelists. We'd love to have you on.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
All right. So on behalf of myself, Mark Baumgarten, Vicky Jakubowski, any last words, Vicky?
No.
All right. And Elbert Smith, we'd like to thank you so much for listening to Mark Who 42, either on podcast form or on Subspace Radio. Bye until the next time. You've been listening to Mark Who 42. Your hosts, Mark Baumgarten, Vicky Jakubowski, Juan San Miguel, and Zion Quiros. Mark Who 42's universe is produced and directed by Mark Baumgarten. Copyright 2025.